Hey guys, Ashley here from Connected. Today I wanted to make a video about something I see that is a serious problem from a lot of business owners. So most collect reviews and hope they help, but today I'm going to show you exactly how to turn your reviews into a powerful sales tool that not only pre-sells your service, but it builds trust, handles objections, and does all of this before you ever even speak to a customer. Let's get started. Why exactly are reviews so important? So reviews are a great way to combat objections and prove competency before you ever even meet with a potential customer. So everyone you speak to is going to have different experiences from past work that they've had done at their house. And it's really good to be prepared, and you can combat these objections ahead of time. So as a new homeowner, when you have these experiences, every time you hire someone, you learn something new, and you learn something that you like, and you learn something that you don't like. And typically, when you're new to all of this, you envision the project being completed on time, within budget, and everything goes smoothly. And then sometimes it ends up being a disaster, or just small things go wrong, and it just becomes a problem. So now you have a whole arsenal of things to look for when looking for new companies to work with for new projects, and you're learning from experience. So let's take this homeowner. They're new homeowner, they need to have their deck painted, they hire a company to do this, and then within a year, the deck is peeling and looks worse than it started with. So now they have to hire a new deck company, and they're frustrated and they don't want to spend more money, but now it's time to pick one that is going to be a good company to work with, long-lasting results. So they have a lot of work to do ahead of them. How do you know what's going to be a quality company? How do you know who's going to do a good job? You start looking at reviews. That's what you do. Okay. Now, another person, let's say, has an HVAC project that they have to handle, and they have work in the afternoon. HVAC company says they're going to be there at 9 a.m. They're 4 hours late. Now you're frustrated. You've missed a day of work. You're now starting to prioritize punctuality. Someone that shows up when they say that they're going to show up. So that person has learned, okay, I need someone that's going to be punctual. And sometimes this is one singular person or multiple people having these experiences. Maybe you have had a bad experience with a roofer. The roof started to leak after they replaced a part of it, and they ghost you. You can't get in touch with this person at all. Now you have a problem. You either need to get in touch with that person, get them to fix this problem, or hire a new person. So you've had that problem where it's responsiveness. This person didn't respond to you. Bad. How about if you have a company that overcharges you? So this happens a lot. Companies will give you an estimate, and it's severely lower than what the actual price is going to be. And this is sometimes a tactic that companies will do to increase their sales. So they give you one price, and then it is a different price. Now, that's not really great. That's not fair. That makes you skeptical as a homeowner. Hey, is this the actual price you're going to charge me, or is this just what you're telling me today, but the price is going to be different when we actually go to do this job? So these are real problems that people have, and you can leverage this to your advantage. So leverage their bad experiences from other companies to make your company stand out and look better. So it just means that your reviews better hit on every single one of these points so that you can combat these objectives before they happen. You want to be that company that's punctual, quotes accurately, gets the job done with a high quality result, and provides a really good customer experience for all of your customers. So, how do you do that? Well, first you need to ask for reviews intentionally and not just casually. Don't just say, hey, leave us a review if you get a chance. No. You need to guide your happy customers to write reviews that speak to future buyers' fears. Were you on time? Did the job came out exactly how you promised? Were you fair on pricing? Were you clear with expectations? Did your team clean up afterwards? Did the customer feel respected? So you're looking to find specific things to ask them about. Do not leave this up to chance, okay? Ask them directly. Would you mind mentioning that we stayed on budget or on schedule? Or hey, if you could talk about the responsiveness that we provided, that would really help others with a good experience. Now, every review becomes a sales tool for you. It's basically like having an army of past customers vouching for you 24/7. And here is where it gets powerful. Let's say someone shopping for a painter had a terrible experience before. Let's say the painter used cheap paint, peeled in 6 months. They Google you, and then what do they see? Oh, these guys painted our deck 2 years ago, and it still looks brand new. Or they were the only company that gave us a quote and actually stuck to it. Or, oh, when we had a small issue, they were back within 24 hours and took care of it. No hassle. So that potential customer is not just impressed, they're sold before you even speak to them. Just by reading the reviews of other people's experience means that they can now go, oh, okay, like they've provided a good service for someone else. It's likely that they'll provide a good service for me. So if you're a business owner, you need to start seeing reviews for what they are. They are tools to build trust. They're shields against objections, and they're assets that close deals without you having to say a word. Now, here is a challenge for you, okay? Go look at your last 10 reviews. What do they say? Do they speak to punctuality, to pricing, to professionalism, quality? If not, it's time to start collecting reviews strategically. You cannot fake excellence. Let me be real with you for a second, okay? You can't fake this. You can't just ask for reviews that say you're punctual and reliable and fair if you aren't actually any of those things, okay? Here's the flip side of this whole thing. This strategy relies on you being good at what you do. So if you don't deliver, your reviews will reflect that too. And instead of reviews helping you close deals, they'll start actually repelling them. So they will do the opposite of what you are supposed to do with reviews. So here's the truth, okay? You can't outmarket bad service. And you cannot automate your way out of being unreliable. If you want 5-star reviews, you need to provide 5-star service. Because at the end of the day, reviews are just a reflection of the real customer experience. If you constantly show up, do great work, treat people right, your reviews will all say that. And if you cut corners, your reviews will say that. So don't just ask for reviews, earn them. Build a company that deserves raving fans, because when you do that, your reviews won't just win jobs. They'll build a reputation that outlasts any ad campaign. Here's something else that might surprise you. No reviews is almost as bad as bad reviews. It actually might be worse. Because when a homeowner sees a company with 0 reviews, or maybe just 1 or 2, what do you think they assume? They are saying in their head, are they real? Have they done this before? Why hasn't anyone bothered to say anything good about this company? People tend to trust patterns. They want to see a history of consistent service. And a blank slate just raises red flags for them. All right, now let's talk about negative reviews for a second. A few bad reviews is not the end of the world. In fact, they actually make you look real. No company has 100% 5-star reviews. It's just not reality. It's just that it really matters how you respond to it. Do you own it? Do you try to make it right? Do you stay professional? A healthy mix of reviews, some that are glowing, some that are average, actually builds more trust than a perfect 5-star reviews across the board with only 6 reviews. because it shows that you've been around, you've served real people, and you're not just stacking fake testimonials. Let me tell you a quick story about a client that I had that had a ton of reviews and then got one-star review. And this review was very lengthy. This person must have been having a very bad day. It was a 1-star review based on my client not answering the phone one time. So my client didn't answer the phone one time, and this person left a terrible 1-star review saying that she was, it was a terrible experience. They didn't answer the phone. They didn't, they wasted her time. She didn't even do business with them, but she was ranting and raving. Now, if you as a homeowner saw that 1-star review, what would you think? You think she's crazy. You would be like, that's not a valid 1-star review. That's not something that you should leave 1 star for. So when people see your 1-star reviews or your 3-star reviews, they're making their own assessments in their mind. And if they can justify that that person maybe was not justified in their review, then they will say that. Okay? So if you have bad reviews, it's okay. Sometimes people will see them and go, okay, well, that's just a reasonable thing for people to, have. So don't fear reviews, leverage them. Deliver 5-star service, ask for reviews that tell your story, be authentic, even when it's not perfect, and then let your reputation close deals before you ever pick up the phone. And realize that real people want to see real things happening in your business. Not everything's going to be perfect, but if you have enough positive reviews that speak to every single one of their concerns, then you will most likely win their business. I want to show you some real life examples of some Google reviews that could potentially be bad for business. So let's look right here. If I was looking for deck painters near me and I came down, now this guy has 18 reviews, this guy has 52, this guy has 20. So, I just clicked on this one just to see what their reviews are, and this is one of the first one that came up. Now, I didn't even put in that the 1-star should come up first. It came up as most relevant. Now, that's bad for you if this is because Google is deeming this your most relevant review. That's not good. So this person is speaking to the quality of their service. Like this person is saying, months later, there's still problems, things are happening. We asked the owner to come back and he agreed that it wasn't great. Like he didn't make anything right. So this person is basically vouching for your business, that it's terrible, that it's bad. And to be quite honest, like they only have 17 other reviews to prop them up. So while they, did respond to it, which is a good thing. And hopefully someone could say, okay, they addressed it. I don't know if this will prop them up, to be quite honest. They do have other reviews that are good. This person, okay, they did a great job for them, great job for them. That seems to be their only negative review. So if you're kind of looking at it like, well, things happen, then you might win that job. But you know what? To be honest, if I was that homeowner, I'm going straight here to Brian Pro Painting. And I'm going, all right, they have a lot of 5-star reviews. They only have 1 4-star review. Maybe a little bit unrealistic, but like maybe they just do a really, really good job. And then when you start looking at the reviews, like they have a lot of pictures, which provides credibility. Okay, that's a real job that they did. This looks like a real job that they did. So the pictures are super helpful. If you can get pictures on your reviews, like that is extremely helpful. It shows like a real job being done. And then let's look at this one. So typically people don't really go much past like the first couple that are here. So this one has, all right, this one has a lot of 5-star reviews. It has, I guess, 1 2-star review. So let's see if we could find that not so great review. All right, so they were disappointed. Professionalism. So they're speaking to the professionalism aspect. On top of that, our original quote estimate was way off and the actual price was almost $4,000 more. So That's bad. This is a pretty bad review. Out of 20 reviews, seeing this review would kind of turn me off to it. I would go, listen, I don't know if I can trust the fact that they can quote accurately, to be quite honest. And then it's like you really don't have that many choices here. You have 3 choices. You could definitely select more businesses, but most people are probably not going to go that far. They're going to look at these 3, and the first one they're going to call is going to be this one, just based on what I showed you now. And I think you could reasonably say that you would do the exact same thing. You're going to call this business. And then if for some reason this business doesn't work out, then maybe you would call one of these. Maybe you would go check out more businesses and just read more reviews and see what's going on. But, like I said, if you don't have a lot of reviews and you can't bury the negative ones or justify that might have been a one-off experience, then people are going to see that and they're not going to choose you. Now, I just wanted to add one more thing, and that is that responses matter a lot. So if someone has a legitimate complaint and you respond blaming them or making them feel like they did something wrong and you have no responsibility for that, people also see that. They don't want to do business with a company that's not going to own their mistakes. They're going to say, well, if something goes wrong with my job, are they just going to blame me and say that I was the crazy one leaving this unwarranted review, or are they going to address it appropriately? So leaving appropriate feedback is very helpful. So if something might have actually been your fault, admit it. Say, you know what, we'll fix that for you. And if something is not actually your fault, then, bring that up too. Hey, you know what, like, we don't have any record of doing business with you. So put that in your review response. We're sorry, maybe you don't have the right company, or hey, listen, we told you that X, Y, and Z was going to happen and you decided you wanted to go along with it anyway. Like, I'm really sorry that, you made that decision, but we did warn you ahead of time. I hope that this doesn't happen again. Like, just be genuine in your responses. And people see that and they understand that and they like to see that as well. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want help setting up your systems to automate your review requests after you've delivered a 5-star experience, click the link below and let's chat.